kill it. Here's the command center being built right here, and looks like Jinro's expansion may be in jeopardy. This command center will definitely go down, along with all these units, and probably the planetary fortress. Almost definitely no way going to survive. The Marauders do too much damage. The tank as well, but at the same time, Jinro moving into position at Boxer's base. The siege tanks starting to shell away here at his planetary fortress. A trade like this, I would say, for the time being, will benefit Jinro. He has mined more off his gold. But Boxer keeping this planetary fortress always alive with all the mass repair, all that QQ, stuff like that. It's totally OP about your planetary fortresses. But Boxer really needs to get back here and defend it, because losing the planetary fortress of the gold would be a critical blow to his economy. These Marines and aliens better be careful, because planetary fortresses do so much damage. Already 8 kills here. Another sip of water, and we are back to casting. Just a very large bio army being built up here by SlayerSBoxer, looking to do a drop, probably right on top of these siege tanks, as there are very few Marines. However, there is a Viking here who's going to get that kill, but looks like these tanks are getting shelled by their buddies. Not what you want if you are a siege tank. Poor little guy. But unfortunately, Boxer just not being able to approach the siege tank line. There are just too many tanks. Hellions not really effective, because at this point, Boxer's army composition is almost completely Marauder. And it works very well against siege tanks if you can stem and get up inside the lines. Marauders do great damage to armor, as well as being able to take a few more hits than your Marines. However, this planetary fortress is just not having a good day. It is being shelled continuously. Jinro really needs to expand, however. This command center just sitting here. He needs to get back to his gold. He needs to secure it. He needs to do something to get back in this game, because Boxer is just not letting this planetary fortress die. And even though it is a mineral sink, it is definitely worth keeping alive. He's got to fuel this bio army. It's a lot of minerals. He's got to find some way to do some damage. Looks like he's going to actually go all the way around this army. And it's actually a very brilliant play. He's going to attack these backdoor rocks here. He's going to walk right into the base. There's absolutely nothing here from Jinro to defend. Brilliant strategy. He has to go around. He's going to come right into Jinro's base, and there's nothing. Okay, there is 10 Marines and a Cloak Banshee. It is gone. Boxer just waltzing into Jinro's base, and absolutely nothing Jinro can do. Right now, he's got to wait for more units. He's got to make sure to protect these tanks, because any kind of damage to his tank count can be very devastating. Boxer, at the same time, a ton of barracks and starports. He's not really doing anything else. Boxer trying to push in against Jinro's tanks. Not going to happen. He's going to have to back up. But has the damage been done? I mean, lots of economic damage. Again, the production facilities are so very important. As Terran, you can't just, instantly rebuild things. You have to have those production facilities continuously making units. And Boxer has crippled that section of the economy. I wouldn't say it's the economy as a whole. I mean, he's got a few minerals left. But Jinro running very low. He needs to secure this base right here. There it is. Hopefully a planetary fortress morphing in, because he has to defend it. He has to figure some way to be safe. But SlayerSBoxer, man, this bio build, very impressive. He's going to come in here from behind, pick off a few stray tanks, and here comes the Cloak Banshee. If we, waiting for a scan coming down. He preemptive scanning. He wants to avoid those Cloak Banshees getting in on his tanks, because the Cloak Banshees are so very good against Jinro's tanks. He cannot afford, and looks like Marines stimming, trying to get this Banshee. They will not get it. It is barely going to escape. And here's the chance. Boxer looking for, trying to push forward, but definitely not with all these siege tanks. Just too many tanks right here. Boxer deal with. Finally, the planetary fortress has fallen, but Jinro running on his last legs. This is his last expansion. He needs to get all his SCVs over there. But Boxer is actually blocking out these SCVs with this little army. And the Cloak Banshees from LiquidJinro doing work on the Marauder-heavy bio ball from SlayerSBoxer. Boxer's Vikings rule the skies at this point. It is a big problem if you are Jinro, because your tanks can be landed on. They will shell themselves. It is just not a good deal. Also, these Banshees, 5 kills, 8 kills, definitely doing work on all these tanks for free. But Jinro completely out of minerals at this point. I mean, there's tons of SCVs mining these last little patches. He needs to saturate his base, but he just can't seem to do it. Looks like tanks coming up here trying to shell Boxer's net, but there's no minerals left at this point. And these Banshees just 8 kills here, 9 kills here, doing all kinds of damage. He's going to float over, take that gold. Same time, Boxer attacking his planetary fortress, destroyed Jinro having absolutely. I'm gonna check the income tab real fast. I mean, Boxers has very little income, but Jinro has 88 minerals. So this tells you how big a problem this is. I mean, both players. It looks like it's 5 minutes and 3 minutes into the game. This 300 mineral income is ridiculously bad. But mining everywhere they can. A ton of SEVs transferring over here for SlayerSBoxer. Jinro looking to Mazbus Force. He's going to make one final push. He's got to crush Boxer. He's got to crush that expansion. He's got to expand himself. He's floating his main command center, his first command center. He's going to have to land it right here. There he goes. That's the plan. But will it work? Will it be successful? I don't think so. I mean, there's a lot of tanks here from Jinro. Again, tanks are so important in TVT, and this could be the deciding factors. The tank, I mean, Boxer has hardly any, if any at all, tanks. And it's just, Jinro could abuse it. However, Boxer's income at this point 3 times what Jinro is making. So the bio, a very good choice. However, lots and lots and lots of tanks. Even bringing SCVs in this army, I mean, just not really what you want to be doing if you're LiquidJinro. But he has nothing left. This is what he's got. He's what he's got to work with. He's got to secure this expansion. All these SCVs need to start mining. Because back in the income tab, I mean, Boxer doubling him at this point. Production real fast. We're seeing a Raven from LiquidJinro. But more Banshees, more Vikings. Boxer looking to get around, but just terrible damage. Again, siege tanks are so good against bio units. I mean, even though the upgrades, 1/1 upgrades here, but the siege tanks with that 2 attack are just devastating. Really nice factory placement here by SlayerSBoxer. Just wanted to make note of that. Kind of dancing back and forth, trying to find a way to attack, see what's going on, do some damage. Another command center being landed here by SlayerSBoxer. Like, I don't know where all these SCVs are going, but looks like more damage coming in here, trying to whittle down these tanks with all his Banshees. The really cool patrol trick going on right here. So Jinro can't count how many Vikings and how many Banshees are in this little cluster. And there's just nothing Jinro can do at this point. He's stuck. He's crammed in. He's got to defend this base. So he's got to keep these Marines alive. Otherwise, he'll have no anti-air left. And that's all Boxer needs to abuse. However, these siege tanks are just doing great damage. Again, worth their weight in gold. That little Marauder never had a chance. But going back up into the main, Boxer says, screw it. I'm not going to be able to take that base. I might as well kill all your production, cripple your ability to make an army, to make war. And Jinro is being forced to follow, forced to defend his main. But Boxer, man, just taking it to his main, killing all his production facilities. Absolutely not what he wants to see here. Jinro at this point in full-out retreat, he must defend his... He's got to defend something. He's got to keep some of these production alive, but everything is going down. At this point, Boxer definitely looking like the victor here. I don't see what Jinro can do. Because all his production is gone, he won't be able to rebuild this army, whereas Boxer totally can. But this bio build is something I would not expect to have worked as well as it did. Part of the deal is awesome macro and micro here from Boxer, but very careful with his positioning. He's attacking now while the tanks are not sieged. He's going to have to pull back as soon as he sees those tanks siege up because they can do a ton of damage to all these Marauders. But they're coming in, going to take out this command center as well. Nope, they're going to get these free tanks here, all these Marauders. But just terrible damage to Jinro. He cannot rebuild. All these tanks going down. That is pretty much it at this point. This is all Jinro has left. His entire army. And looks like Boxer, man, just all kinds of production going on. Building a bunch of units. He's attacking here. Jinro has nothing left. Floating his last command center away. Just nowhere to go. Looks like this command center may fall, but everything gone at this point for Jinro. I mean, he's got this one base and absolutely no production. His last army here, chasing Boxer's Marine Marauder Ball. Because the siege tanks take too long to siege up, there's actually no way for him to catch these units, and it's really troubling. Jinro just not having the right positioning to take on Boxer's army. He's dancing around, doing a great job, being safe, being almost Jinro-esque, very systematic, deciding exactly where to go before making any moves, because tanks just are so good against bio. It almost shouldn't work, but it does because he's a great player. The command center floating back to its home, got to be safe. Dropping an engineering bay, he has nothing left. He can't even build missile turrets. That's how decimated LiquidJinro is at this point. One more drink. Boxer going in here, going to wipe out this last base. I mean, Jinro just has nothing left. I mean, he's running on fumes to say the least. That command center is going to go down. And I believe as soon as that happens, it will be a good game. I mean, Jinro just has nothing left when it comes down to it. And Boxer mining off Jinro's gold. He's probably going to just keep pushing with his bio, going to keep killing all these little Spidey with stuff like that until finally Jinro is forced to make that one last desperate push. And there's just nothing he can do. It's a very, very cool build. This command center, man, trying to escape so hard, but it's going down finally. And there's just absolutely nowhere for Jinro to go. Great play here by Boxer. This last Banshee from Jinro getting taken out with the scan. Just nothing is working right for Jinro at this point. He's unsieging his tanks. It can only be one thing. He's got to move. He's got to push. He's got to do something to get back into this game. An attack here coming down with the Vikings landing. His two Vikings going to try to take out this orbital command on their lonesome. And these guys are gone. Vikings having no chance. Orbital command landing down. Kind of needs to be repaired sometime soon. It's got a little health left. But a ton of supply depots because Boxer went around killing every supply depot on the map. Jinro now has to make his supply back before he can produce anything more. And back to the income tab real fast. Yeah. Actually, Jinro is a little bit ahead because Boxer has this base saturated, and I guess this gold not really saturated quite yet. But once he does, definitely going to switch. It's already evened out. Boxer's pulling back ahead again. Production tab coming back up here one last time. Last battle here from Jinro. Pretty much until a great concave set up here by SlayerSBoxer. Going to absolutely decimate this force here by Jinro. Nothing left. Good game calls, Jinro. That is it. Great, awesome TVT. Always fun to see really great players play TVT because it tends to be very, very boring. And they find a way to make it cool. They do some really fun stuff. They make it interesting. All the harass. Position is so cool and so key when it comes down to it. I think a lot of people don't realize that you can't just make a big mass of tanks and kind of like move them forward. You really gotta decide where everything's gonna go. And you saw as soon as Jinro started sieging this gold expansion, Boxers came right around, right hook. I'm sorry, that's the wrong side. Right hook, so to speak, and started attacking where Jinro wasn't, and that's what made this heavy bio build work. And it's really cool to see SlayerSBoxer doing work, playing his game. Great game. And yeah, I guess I'm done with this cast for the most part. One more time, I'm back at school, back in my dorm. The cast will keep coming, we'll keep rolling, and hopefully get the new computer rolling. Make everything look oh so shiny and oh so very nice, just for you guys. One more drink of soda, and I will sign out. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I enjoyed casting this game. Stay tuned for more. I am Top Madness, the voice of